Hey everybody, Jason here again. Today I want to share with you the Woods Chogan T-Hawk Tomahawk done by CRKT. Good looking tomahawk, solid design, really like a bunch of the features about it, but there's some things that I feel are a little wrong with it, and a handful of modifications that I'm going to do to really make this guy fit and feel great for me. The blade itself is actually fairly dull, quite dull. I would never want or recommend using this straight out of the box, straight out of the package. It's not even close to being working sharp. Definitely going to spend some time getting this guy sharpened up really good before you want to use it. But I like the design, I like the shape, and it's got a good weight. It's a little over 2 pounds as it is. Gives you a nice hammer on the back side, gives you a main chopping edge, plus on the underside of the beard here, you've got another edge that you can sharpen up for whatever purpose you want to use that for. It is a 19-inch long Tennessee hickory handle. They do really, stress that it comes from Tennessee, so, gotta take their word for it, gotta believe them. CRKT is a great brand, good company. They do a solid heat treatment on this is a 1055 carbon steel, and they do a little bit of a wood burn touch to bring out the grain in the hickory there. And then clear coat it, put a solid, fairly thick clear coat. It is what's referred to as a friction fit setup, where the tomahawk head just drops right down onto it, like so. Excuse me, I've got a bit of an ant issue in my yard here. Kind of annoying. So with that said, most of these mass production tomahawks that are done in this friction fit style, the fit is not the greatest. This little curling effect that's going on here, I don't know if you can really see it, but a little bit of curling that's going on. Got to get rid of that. That's a no-no, because what the deal is with that is when it's all seated and done, and after a good bit of use, a good bit of chopping, you're going to get a bit of a wiggle in it because it doesn't have that solid of a fit. So definitely going to have to clean that up. That's one thing that's kind of a guarantee to do. The other thing is tomahawks, the handle is all about just a straight shaft, nothing special, good for throwing and all that. I don't plan on using this guy for throwing so much as more of a wood processing tool in camp. So I'm going to add a little groove here, pinky groove, if you will, for my pinky. Towards the end here, kind of as a catcher, as a stopper, so when I'm swinging this thing one-handed and putting a lot of power behind my swings, that my grip is, my hand's not going to slide off the bottom end. I'm not going to lose it. It'll just add, if anything, just a little bit of extra comfort and to me, a safety feature. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to clean this up, and that's going to be it for the handle, probably, at least for now. Now the head of the axe, as much as I really, really like this design, when taking the first handful of swings with it and chopping with it, I was not so thrilled about the balance of it, and I contribute that greatly to the fact that the hammer part of the head here is really protruding. It really sticks out. It's got this big, have to put it back on the handle to really show you, but it's got this big groove right here that your hand sinks into, so you can choke up on it for doing some shaving or what have you, and use it in that way. And and that's great. But because of that, they ended up having to design the hammer head part of it to really stick up out there and really go high up. That because this sticks out and there's so much weight on that end, it really throws the balance off, and it just doesn't really feel that great when you swing it to chop with it. So that guy's gonna have to go. I'm still going. There's so much steel here. They really put so much steel here in the head to where there's plenty of thickness right there on the back side of the the forged hole for the handle, that if I cut it right here, just a tad bit above where that finger choil starts, I'll get a good flat surface and keep plenty of steel for the sake of structure and durability and strength of the axe, of the tomahawk head itself. So there's plenty of steel there for me to do that. I've seen that there's a couple other people out there that I know that have done the same thing, and that'll still give me a decent sized flat surface for using as a hammer, because I really do like that feature, rather than your traditional throwing tomahawks that are totally rounded all the way around and doesn't really give you, there's absolutely no flat surface to use as a hammer. And that's a shame, because I really love that idea. I really love that feature, to pound in steaks or whatever, break something up, break up some rocks or who knows what. But but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that off there, and I'm also going to take off this finish. It's nice that this has this finish on it for the sake that it is 1055 carbon steel, and it will, with great exposure to weather, and it will, rust if you don't take good care of it. So that they do put a nice finish on it, but this hammered texture is just not my cup of tea, and I don't like that finish for looks wise. So that's again, this is all just personal. I'm going to strip it down and then end up patina the whole thing, and then put it back on the handle when I'll be done with it. So I'm going to roll a little bit of footage of me working on it and then show you the finished product at the end. Thanks for watching. everybody, she's all done. I'm real happy with how it came out. Obviously the video, I couldn't show everything of all the steps and processes that I did in order to complete it, but I'll do a quick run through of what I did. First, I took off the head and cut off the obsessively large hammer for better balance and weight distribution and overall weight. Knocked that down just to be under 2 pounds rather than slightly over 2 pounds. It's just for the size of the blade and the purpose of the tool, you know, woodsman's tomahawk. It didn't need the hammer to be so huge. So took that off, did a little bit of Dremel work to rough it up, and so I have a grippier head that's not going to bounce or slide off so easily when pounding in steaks or nails or you know, Hulk smashing some rocks and stuff. So next I stripped the finish on it and did a nice patina job, give that old world rustic look to it, and then put a sharp edge on it again. And then for the handle, I first sanded it all down, took the clear finish off of it, and did some work on the head part of it so that I get a proper solid fit with the tomahawk head going back on there. Get that to be a nice solid fit. And then I stained, before I stained it, I rounded this guy off around the top here just for comfort, for good feel, and a little bit for the looks. And then the biggest thing I did on the handle was add kind of like a pinky choil on the bottom side. So when I'm holding it like this, you know, at the very end for full leverage with my swings, I've got a nice pinky choil as a stopper. To just mostly as reassurance, but you know, to help a little bit with making sure that this sucker don't go flying out of my hand with my monster swings. So did that. It's real nice. It's a good comfort thing, and add some personalization to it. Then I stained it with a little bit darker of a stain. I like the darker look on the handle, and then did the clear coat. The cool thing is the collar guard that I did up here, the protective guard for, you know, all those misses that I'm going to have, because, you know, I'm just the greatest woodsman chopper ever. No, so everybody misses on occasion, so it's nice to have some kind of a guard right there. This is not 550 paracord. This is the thinner stuff I picked up at a Hobby Lobby. Went with the gold. Gold's not my favorite color, but it does look really, really good with the rest of the color scheme of the tool. So I did that, and there's lots of videos, great videos on how to do this cordage wrap like this. And there is a proper way and an improper way of doing it. It came out really good, really happy with the way it looks. It's covered with a clear all-weather Gorilla Glue, durable all-weather Gorilla Glue. So just to add protective coating and to make sure that wrap, you know, stays put and stays nice. The big reason why I went with this thickness cordage, this smaller cordage, is so that there's less of a drastic transition between the rest of the handle and where the collar guard is. And with the glue and everything all together, it gives a really, really good feeling hand. Definitely wrap all your fingers and thumb, everything all the way around, and lock up tight for solid grip right up there by the head for using the tool in some finer work wood processing techniques. So great finished product, extremely happy with it. Take note, CRKT, maybe this is something more along the lines of what you should have gone with in the first place, or, you know, take with you to the future. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you want to, and check out some of my other videos. please, please, please leave some comments, leave some feedback in the comments section. Love to hear what you guys think. You know, hopefully, mostly positive. Don't be a troll. And you know, give me your thoughts and opinions. You know, if you got one of these and you really like it, or not so much, or if you think there's better options for doing this. I did pay less than $40 for this guy, so I felt like on a lower budget tool, you know, rather than getting the Condor version of a hammered tomahawk, that this was a good option and quality. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I think I'm gonna like it a lot. And until next time, have fun out in the outdoors. See you later.